Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to Minecraft Snapshot 2013, Week 5. This video is probably going to air a bit on the shorter side, only because there aren't too many new things to go over. Despite that, I still figured it would be worth covering, so let's get started. We'll begin with an update/fix to the way lighting works with stairs. It just seems to be a bit more smooth and consistent. You don't get nearly as many black spots that look sort of like lighting glitches. So it's been a little while since I've paid close attention to how lighting looks on stairs, but nonetheless, as far as I can tell, it seems to be a lot smoother. Obviously, the smooth lighting is never going to be possible on the actual right angles within the stairs themselves, but nonetheless, we're not getting any blackness on the half-step sections. So anyway, that might only occur with torches placed in different spots, but nonetheless, looks pretty good to me. So that's update number 1. Now we'll move on to something that I'm sure lots of people will be very happy to hear. Bone meal has been revised, so it's not actually back to the way it was pre-nerf, but it is much less nerfed than it was before. So let's grab some bone meal, some saplings, and some seeds here. We'll plant a few seeds, and it's just been revised to work on a random % chance. So instead of clicking it and it going up one tier each time, it just has somewhere like a 50 or 33% chance of growing it all the way to full. So that one took 2, that one took 2, that one took 3. So anywhere from 2 to 3 to actually grow wheat entirely. And similarly, if we right-click here, it takes several. So I'll revise that statement to a much lower % chance for a tree. But anyway, you get the idea. Much less nerf than it was previously. Instead of 7 bone meal to grow wheats, it only takes 2 to 3. So a little bit better. Needless to say, I think we'll get used to it. So anywho, now we'll move on to something that's pretty cool. This is something that you could actually accomplish previously using things like World Edit, but never in the vanilla game. So here we have some snow steps. So now you can actually build up layers of snow, each pixel by pixel, or 2 pixels at a time, I should say. The way you can do this is by simply, it's basically a snow half step, except it's a snow 8th step, but still crafted the same way. It's kind of interesting that 3 of these only give 6 instead of 24, since there are 8 per block. Anyway, it seems to be a little bit of an under result there. That doesn't even... It's not even a word. Anyway, you get the idea. You can use it to sort of recreate the impossible staircase. That's kind of a horrible recreation of it, but you know, it's the impossible infinite going up staircase. Yeah, I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sure there's a much better way to recreate the illusion, but you get the idea. I also wanted to mention that your character can actually jump higher than 1 block. This is 1 block plus 2 eighth steps, so it's 1 1/4 block, and your character can jump onto it. Can't go on to 1 3/8 though. Doesn't work. Also should mention that these blocks are not actually able to work without a supporting block, so they can't be standalone. They have to have something under them unless they're a full snow block. So that's worth mentioning as well. Final change has to do with beacons. It just makes them a little bit more worthwhile given their great expense. They have their range extended quite a bit, so I don't know precisely what the exact radius is for the small one, nor the tiers above it. But anyway, the radius has been increased quite significantly, so the effects will apply to you when you're farther away. You'll see that the speed is still refreshing while I'm pretty significant distance away from it. So it just makes them a bit more worthwhile. And yeah, so that's that. Now, finally, there's been some updates to the whole keeping track of stats and stuff using commands that I went over last week. So I'm not going to go over this in too much detail because it doesn't seem to be completely finished, and I also don't want to give incorrect information. But there's also some stuff about teams. So if I do /scoreboard, now we have this teams option that'll have a whole bunch of stuff relating to sort of multiplayer things that don't really apply if I'm just in single player here. And you've also got this new objective. Here, if we type in health and tab once more, or tab there, I'm trying to remember the add then type in something like that. And then in addition to kill count, player kill count dummy, we also now have a new health variable in there that we can use to keep track of player health. So just a couple new things. I'm sure more info will come out about them in the weeks to come. But anyway, that's about it for this snapshot. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, a rating would be much appreciated. Other than that, I will see you next time.